So intrigued.
Pretty kitty, you're so large.
Do you want to sit with me, pretty kitty?
Sit with Auntie Libby. Come on. Snuggle.
Now, I'm going to react, so you're going to be disturbed. I'm just warning you.
It's a snuggle. She's like, okay.
Do your thing. That's fine.
She's like, it's only a voiceover right now, so
that's right.
We can do that.
That's fair, pretty kitty. Well, with that said, hey guys, it's Libby with Starland, and we're doing a video today on astrology memes because I love astrology, and I think it's getting bigger. I think some people like astrology too. Thought it would be fun to put them against idol charts to the best of my ability. I'll explain more on that later. Today I'm going to be using the natal charts for Stray Kids. I'm also going to throw my chart and Ashley's chart in there just for fun. Excuse my voice. Ashley and I saw Eric Nam last night. It was phenomenal.
Amazing. Such a good show.
Great show, but we definitely went all out, and you're the higher registers that I hit, you will hear it more. So I'm just warning you, it is what it is. I don't really care.
Yeah.
This is me going out. I don't care.
Yeah, no, completely understand. It was a great show. It was his last show
for the North American
tour, and it was amazing. I hope he had an amazing time as much as we did.
He did some yeehaw shout outs, which warmed me.
He did, and
warmed me up.
By the time this video comes out, this will no longer be a spoiler, but we'll have our Eric Nam vlog already up and posted. So I hope you guys had a great time watching that. We definitely had a great time being there. Yes. We had such a great time being there that we didn't even get a chance to film like an intro and an outro like we wanted to. We were just so focused on being there and getting in and seeing Eric.
Hey, sometimes you just gotta do it live. It's fine.
Yeah, so hope you guys enjoyed that.
This is why editing exists. It's cool.
Yeah, that's why we had the nice little plug-in while
we have technology
of us, like the day after, which would be filmed today, of us just being like, hey, just kidding, guys. Sorry, we dropped the ball on that one. So
drop the ball, made it more interesting. Choose your own adventure, truly.
Yes. So pardon our voices.
If you are new to astrology, you probably already know about your sun sign. That is the constellation sign, excuse me. The sun was in when you were born, but our galaxy, as you know, or you should know if you're listening to this, if you're under the age of, I don't know, 7. When do people learn about the solar system?
I mean, probably. It's been forever since we've been in school, but probably early. I mean, I think it's pretty common. Like your sun sign, you may not know it as your sun sign.
Exactly.
But you know, like, oh, I'm a Gemini, or I'm a Virgo, or I'm a whatever. You know what you are.
Exactly. So if you're less than 10, you shouldn't be listening to this, anyways. Frankly,
right? Probably.
I mean, if you are, go ahead and tell us. I'm very curious if someone that young is actually listening to me. But as you know, our galaxy is more than just our sun.
Right.
So you have an entire chart that goes with your birth, with your entry into Earth. And that is basically a picture of the planets and celestial objects in the sky. That's what a natal chart is. You can pull your whole natal chart online with different websites. There's a ton of them. Astro Cafe is a great place to start. I also really like Sanctuary. That is a very user-friendly and cute source. But if you want to just first pull your natal chart, check out Astro Cafe. They're pretty good. And they do explain a little bit in depth about what the signs mean and what they correlate with, which I'm going to do very briefly to start us off. But if you're interested and want to learn more about your natal chart, definitely check out some of those sources. Disclaimer, if you think astrology is bogus or fake, that's cool. You probably won't enjoy this video because I'm going to be talking about astrology the whole time. So if you don't care for it or you think it's stupid, you don't have to comment in the, comment section that you think it's stupid or that it's fake. Or you can if you really want to. I'm not your boss.
Yeah. I live your best life, but hopefully that means being more positive instead of...
I mean, it costs $0 to be nice, so
right.
Do you, whatever. In astrology also, the term planet is used to describe not only planets that we know, such as Mercury, Venus, Mars, etc.
Right.
But also the sun and the moon signs. I know it's weird. They're not technically planets, but whenever we're discussing placements, we're going to use the term planets to discuss that particular celestial body. So know that that's correct terminology.
Right.
All of the planets have different meanings, as do all of the signs. The planets tell us which human energies we are working with, and the signs tell us how these energies manifest. So there's a lot of nuance to astrology. There's also house placements. Astrology can get very specific and overwhelming, so I'm not going to dive into any of that side of things today.
Right.
I'm going to be focusing more on what astrology calls the big three, which is your sun sign, moon sign, and rising sign. These are sign placements that help represent, 1, how you know yourself, which is your sun sign. 2, how your emotions influence you, which is your moon sign. And 3, how you're perceived by others, which is your rising sign.
Right.
In order to look up your natal chart, you will need your birthday, birth location, and time of birth. Your birth time is significant because your rising sign is determined by the constellation that was rising in the Eastern Hemisphere when you were born. If you don't know your time of birth, you can still pull your natal chart, but your rising sign will most likely not be accurate. I'll explain more on that later. Modern astrology uses 12 p.m. as the time of birth if it is unknown, but it's not that accurate. It does let you pull something, though, that have a rising sign to go off of, and that's exactly what I did. For these charts with Stray Kids, with the exception of Bang Chan, since Chris confirmed his birth time previously, which I'm grateful for and sorry for him about. Anyways, I could spend more time being methodical and trying to see what rising sign works for the best for each member. But I'm also okay with what I pulled because I think they're funny. And we can have a discussion on whether or not these work meme-wise for those signs, and also if they work for the members. I'm open to having a discussion. I love astrology. I want to talk more about it, but I don't know what y'all's interest is with it. So y'all tell me.
And I think that's one thing too, like, I know that I've heard it from some of my friends where they'll hear a description about their sun sign and they're like, well, that doesn't describe me. But then they learn a little bit more about their moon sign and they're like, wait, that actually fits me a little bit better.
Exactly. Because your chart is very, very comprehensive. There's so much that goes into it, down to the degree placement. I mean, it literally combines math, numbers, and motifs even in a way, because it's about pattern recognition and about what certain things represent, and you just apply those to different aspects and different ratios in astrology. So there's a lot that goes into it, but I'm not trying to do a 5-hour deep dive on that today. I'm happy to do a more deep dive. Y'all just tell me what you want to hear. Otherwise, it's just going to be everything that I want to hear, and it might be isolating video-wise, content-wise. To start off, I will do some brief descriptions for the sign attributes and these different planetary placements, so it makes more sense. I'm also going to throw in my natal chart and Ashley's natal chart because we know our birth times and we do discuss astrology all the time. Plus, you know, just for the hell of it, I think it's funny. I love memes.
And for the purpose of this video, what we did was Libby went ahead and made, I know we've probably all seen at this point, kind of the trends and the threads going around on TikTok and on Twitter of, you know, pick your, you know, build your meme, you know, composition based off of your signs. And so we are doing that where Libby created her own general memes, not K-pop memes, because we're applying them to K-pop artists. So that's what Libby essentially is doing. So she has done a wonderful job at breaking down, like she said, kind of the characteristics, the general characteristics now. So don't misunderstand or be offended. Please just understand these are the general nuances of each, you know, aspect and, you know, for the rising, moon, and sun signs.
Right. Like I said, I really could spend a lot of time talking about this, but for a concise video and also just for it being funny, I'm just focusing on the more dramatic polarities on stuff. So just know that Just know that.
Yeah. Hopefully you guys can find some things to relate to with these memes as well. Because we know we did when we were going through it and we actually did our own placements. We actually found a lot of interesting similarities.
I realized I kind of pulled off something. I felt like I was just doing it just for fun at first. And then as I started comparing them, I was like, hold on a moment. Shit's pretty accurate, actually.
Something happened here.
Yeah, something happened here. So we're going to start off with the sun sign, which represents how you know yourself, and last in each sign placement for about 30 days, which again, if you ever see online where someone says, hey, we're in Pisces season, which is Pisces seasons right now. That's February 19th through March 20th. That is your sun sign that they are discussing.
Right.
So to start it off, we're going to start with the first sign in the zodiac. Now, that's not the first sign at the beginning of the year. This is the first sign in the zodiac. Those are different things.
Right.
Aries is the first sign. It is from March 21st to April 19th. Aries signs are known for being passionate, playful, enthusiastic, competitive, and independent. Taurus is the next sign. That is from April 20th to May 20th. Tauruses are known for being loyal, sensual, trustworthy, stubborn, and grounded. Gemini is the third sign. That goes from May 21st to June 20th. I've always been a Gemini magnet my whole life.
Looking at one right now. What up?
Yep. Ash is our resident Gemini here. And I will need to do another video, whether or not anyone wants to see it or not. I do like discussing the signs, though, because there's so many different intricacies and different ways that they can synchronize. That's really interesting.
There
are. But anyways, we'll table that for another one. Geminis are known for being caring, thoughtful, loyal, insecure, and compassionate. Cancer is the fourth sign. That is from June 21st to July 22nd. Cancers are known for being playful, passionate, spontaneous, encouraging, passive-aggressive, and brave. Leo is our fifth sign. That is from July 23rd to August 22nd. Leos are known for being generous, ambitious, loyal, protective, arrogant, and elegant. I hope with my accent you understood the difference between arrogant and elegant.
She really emphasized that, y'all. I wish you could have seen her mouth formation. She really wanted to emphasize that.
Because normally I say it like this, arrogant, elegant, and I'm trying to sound...
You sounded great.
Thank you. I'm trying to make sure people can understand me because I don't think I have an accent, but I'm reminded frequently that I have an accent.
Especially as we listen to more of our content back. It slips out sometimes.
Just the other day, I was talking to someone from Boston and he was like, "You're very Texan." Really? Really? You think so? Damn it. Stupid voice crack. Virgos are our next sign. That's the sixth sign in this layout. That's from August 23rd to September 22nd. Virgos are known for being organized, rational, resourceful, uptight, and helpful. Hilariously enough, that's my rising sign, but you would not be able to tell that is my rising sign listening to this video. Libras, our seventh sign. September 23rd through October 22nd, Libras are known for being diplomatic, peaceful, artistic, indecisive, and Scorpios. October 23rd through November 21st, our eighth sign. Scorpios are known for being imaginative, magnetic, ambitious, vindictive, and seductive. I don't know English.
Oh, good. I can edit out.
You just leave everything in and everyone's like, damn, did she graduate?
She sure did.
Sagittarius, our ninth sign. November 22nd through December 21st are known for being funny, adventurous, philosophical, reckless, and optimistic. Capricorns, December 22nd through January 19th, are known for being enterprising, mature, responsible, pessimistic, and having integrity. That's our 10th sign. Aquarius is the 11th sign. That's from January 20th through February 18th. That's me. Aquariuses are known for being inventive, free-thinking, progressive, detached, and humanitarians. And last but not least, Pisces, our 12th sign in the zodiac cycle, is from February 19th through March 20th. Pisces are known for being creative, compassionate, intuitive, delusional, and adapting. So that's our 12 signs. A lot of people resonate with their sun sign, but if you don't, that's okay. That's also pretty common. If you don't resonate with it, like Ashley said earlier, it might be because you identify more with your moon sign or your rising sign, or you have a dominant planetary influence on your overall chart, because each sign also has a planetary ruler. Again, I can do a deep dive on that later and more things about astrology. Y'all just tell me what you want to hear. There's a lot of overlapping things with astrology, as with a lot of things motif-wise in general. But there's nuance with these overlaps when you apply them with placement degrees and influences over different areas of your life, which involves houses. Yeah. The moon sign represents how you process emotions and what they say about you. Your moon sign is determined by your birth date and location of birth. The moon sign lasts in each sign for about 2.5 days and typically goes through each sign in a month. So Aries moons can be honest, assertive, and childlike. Taurus moons can be trustworthy, stable, and restrained. Gemini moons can be changeable, analytical, and intellectual. Cancer moons can be nurturing, deep, and sensitive. Leo moons can be cheerful, warm, and dramatic. Virgo moons can be practical, humble, and critical. Libra moons can be adaptable, balanced, and people-pleasing. Scorpio moons can be passionate, wise, and destructive. Sagittarius moons can be forthright, enthusiastic, and restless. Capricorn moons can be reserved, virtuous, and serious. Aquarius moons can be unconventional, authentic, and detached. Pisces moons can be loving, imaginative, and lacking of boundaries. And if you feel attacked by any of these descriptions, that's okay. I'm attacking the two of us as well as we're recording. And the memes are going to attack us further. But guess what? We're all here to laugh.
It's going to be great. Laughing at yourself is a wonderful form of therapy.
Truly. Truly. Honestly, if you can't laugh at yourself to a certain degree, I wonder how you cope.
What's that like?
I can't even imagine. And also part of me doesn't trust you, because part of me is going, well, why can't you laugh at yourself? What bee is in your bonnet that you don't think you're able to laugh at yourself? On to the rising signs. The rising sign is the planetary aspect that cycles through the signs the quickest. And this is, again, why knowing your time of birth is so critical to pulling your chart and having it be accurate for you to dive into and look into and see if you resonate with anything, or see different areas of your life that you find conflict with things, or things that just work really easily for you.
Well, and it's funny because the rising sign too is the one that people perceive you.
Exactly.
And it's funny because I'm a Scorpio rising, and I always tell Libby that I feel like I'm like, I don't get how I'm a Scorpio rising.
And I always tell her, it's so obvious. What are you talking about?
I'm like, I don't get it.
That's another thing we can always discuss, and why it's so interesting with all these different nuances and how things are applied. But the rising sign is the sign that, the constellation sign that's rising in the Eastern Hemisphere whenever you're born. They change every 2 hours. So you can also narrow it down way better if you just know what time of the day you're born in. So if you know you're born in morning, afternoon, or evening, you can shave it down to 3 signs if you know that. You can get a much more accurate read and looking at what those rising signs are and seeing which one you think applies to you the most. And you can always ask for, outsider's perspective to see if it works, or if you're just being delusional.
Right. There's a lot of that here.
Yeah, look, I take delusional pills every day.
There's a lot of that here.
I lived off of realistic pills for a long time. I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
I don't care anymore. I do care. I care deeply.
That was a joke.
Yeah. Again, the memes are going to expose that, and it's so fun.
Oh, yes.
But yes, your rising sign represents the you that is projected to the world and how others perceive you. Yeah. This can be also why someone has a perspective on you when they first meet you, and they go, oh, they're this way, X, Y, or Z, first impression. Mm-hmm. And then after they get to know you, they say, oh my gosh, I had a totally different perspective on who you were when I first met you. That can be because of your rising sign. Also, because human beings are intricate. Yes, I know. We're talking about astrology, though. Get off your high horse.
Right. Which then it's interesting because that's when the moon sign would come in into more of an effect once you get to know someone, because then that's how the emotion is developed and understood and, you know, communicated.
And honestly, the moon sign also represents kind of your inner world. Like, what kind of inner dialogue are you having with yourself?
Right.
That's often connected to emotions, but it's also how you process rational things too.
Correct.
Sans emotion.
It's just your inner working, your inner communication, your inner process.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly.
And then your sun sign is the core of who you are. Right. So it's like your sun sign's your core, your moon sign's how you process that, and then your rising sign is how others perceive you processing it.
I'm going to say it, and I'm going to hate myself for saying it, but we're onions.
We are onions. Thank you, Shrek.
Ogres have onions, and we have onions.
We are millennials. We love Shrek. Even grudgingly.
I hate it.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy right now. So, rising signs. Yes. Aries rising signs are typically confident, strong, and courageous. Taurus rising signs are attractive, dependable, and sensual. Gemini rising signs are social, witty, and adaptable. Cancer rising signs are emotional, nurturing, and intuitive. Leo rising signs are playful, creative, and dramatic. Virgo rising signs are humble, helpful, and shy. Libra rising signs are charming, graceful, and peacemakers. Scorpio rising signs are magnetic, intense, and powerful. Sagittarius rising signs are cheerful, optimistic, and inspiring. Capricorn rising signs are reserved, refined, and determined. Aquarius rising signs are quirky, funny, and independent. And Pisces rising signs are easygoing, imaginative, and sensitive. And whenever astrology also mentions things like sensual or attractive, it doesn't necessarily mean physical appearance. Correct. It means more that people, you're magnetic. People are drawn to you. People see something in you. And you can be sensual, for example, with material possessions. You know, like you want silk, or you want
a luxurious, a richness.
Exactly. It's more of a description for you personality wise than it is physical appearance. Although, of course, some of the people, yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. I mean, people are hot out there.
Yeah. Hey,
they got all sorts of signs they're working with, and good for them.
Jeans are a thing, and you know
I
what?
thought you meant the pants.
Oh,
so stupid.
So stupid. There's so much. There's so much to unpack here.
Jeans, like, yeah, I guess it makes some people look hotter, sure.
I'm gonna walk into traffic.
Please don't.
Gotta walk into traffic.
We have more videos to do. Please don't. Now, with all that said, I definitely picked memes that focused on the most dramatic aspect I could of the sign. I definitely...
Naturally.
You know, we're being funny here. I'm not trying to pick cute
subtle memes
I'm here to punch people in the throat, meme-wise. And hey, I'm doing it to me too. And guess what? It's funny. And it's also 2022. Everyone's been having it rough, okay? I think everyone can kind of relate to that.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, I picked these memes a week ago, and I literally forgot what I picked. So this actually works out well for us because I'm going to react real time to what I picked. Also, I will be explaining off the cuff why they work for that person, or why I think they work, why I could adapt them to work for that person.
Right.
At the end of this, whenever I go through everyone's sign, I will mention and bring up interesting patterns and interesting parallels that I see between members with their signs. And it won't be too deep of a dive. I'm not going to be focusing on aspects or challenging things. It's just more going to be fun things that I noticed that I think is worth pointing out.
Sure.
That's all. Okay, so here are my big three. Aquarius sun. I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory, and if you haven't picked up that I'm kind of crazy by now with the videos that we've been putting out, my reactions, now you know I'm pretty crazy. I march to the beat of my own drum, and I love opossums, so there you go. Gemini moon, very accurate. I'm always overwhelmed by my emotions and don't know how to process them, and there's a lot of angry people involved, including all my different personalities. Virgo rising, yes, I need an ambulance in my life to take care of me. Here are Ashley's big three.
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, the Gemini sun. These are your different personalities processing things. And it's true. Yeah. I'm sorry you go through this spectrum in an hour.
Not even in an hour.
There you go. You heard it from the horse's mouth. Libra moon. This is Ashley anytime she's emotional and listening to music, and even when she's not emotional, she'll get there.
Even when I was listening to Eric Nam yesterday at the concert.
That's right. And in Scorpio rising, always disgusted. I definitely get a good portion of that reaction frequently. And you know what? My Aquarius sun is okay with it. As you can see, I keep screaming and God doesn't hear me. Okay. So there's our big three. And now I'm going to go to probably the whole reason you picked this video, unless you just really are interested by us, which I'm honestly surprised by.
That's highly unlikely at this
Exactly. So definitely the reason you're here is the Stray Kids big three. We're going to go in order. Now for Stray Kids again, Chan's is the only one that's going to be accurate because I have his birth time as it is online. So we know it's accurate for his rising sign. Everyone else will be a guess, and I am happy to discuss it. So, all right. I forgot what I picked. Let's see it. Oh. Oh, no. Okay. Honestly, okay. The Libra sun, you're doing amazing, sweetie. Honestly, all three of these. Tell me his sun, moon, and rising is not him whenever he's looking at Stray Kids and trying to gas them up and remind them why they're so good. I mean, he picked his Stray Kids. Like, Libra sun, that's him. Like,
yeah,
baby. Like, you're going to be in my group. You're doing amazing, sweetie. Yeah. Come here.
And that's definitely Leader Chan, I think, shining through perfectly.
Agreed. Libra moon, that's him whenever he's
producing.
In the booth with 3 Racha.
Yeah, he's producing.
That's accurate. You can't tell me it's
3
not right.
Racha right there. So, sorry. Interlude for evil cat noises.
Gemini rising.
Yeah.
That's Chan talking to himself.
Yeah, Chan talking to Chan. That's 100% accurate.
I relate to that too. Oh man. Oh my god. Okay. Lino.
So we all know that Lino is one confident ass human, right?
Emphasis on the ass. He is known as the butt hunter. The only ass I need is assurance. Scorpios are also water signs, by the way, so they are emotional. They just hide it under their rage.
And I think actually a really great example of that was it's fairly new content was the 2 kids room with Chan and Lino.
Yes.
Where Chan specifically states to him about how his lack of emotional outpouring, and I think it was Changbin who even said, oh my god.
Sorry, y'all. We watched a cat almost get decapitated by its own doing. Okay,
sorry.
Felicia.
Let's rewind that a little bit.
What was Changbin saying?
I think it was Changbin that said that Lino is literally like a tiger or a big cat who is permanently out with his claws out until you give him like a pet or food. And then his claws gently retract, and then he's kind of okay.
This brings us to the moon sign, Sagittarius moon. I don't know why I'm crying in the club right now. He doesn't know why he's emotional, but he's ready to protect himself.
Yeah, guard up all the time.
Exactly. And then the Capricorn rising, the Furby on fire is just... Honestly, I think he lives for a certain level of chaos, as you can tell whenever 100%. He is poking the bear.
100%.
During interviews.
100%. Lino is ready to catch any kind of chaos.
He's ready to cause violence, and I respect that. Oh man. Oh man. Oh, Changbin. Oh.
Benny, I think, is a kind of a conundrum a little bit.
He has so many challenging aspects, what's called squares in his sign, in his chart. When I was looking at the chart earlier, I said to Ashley, he has the most squares out of anyone in this group, chart-wise, from what I pulled, with a guess time of birth.
As y'all will see on the screen, the charts are there for y'all.
Exactly. He has a lot of squares. Now, squares doesn't mean bad. It just means a challenging aspect. And everyone has squares in their chart. Everyone has seamless or kind of just amazing aspects that work really well together. Trine is one of those aspects. People also have adjacent accents. You know, there's... Anyways, shelving that for another time. I'm sorry, everybody. Leo's son, he's confident. He's ready to walk in the room and start discussing what he wants to discuss. That might be himself. It might be his music. It's whatever he's ready to discuss, he's ready to go.
This meme in particular gives me such Benny choreo vibes. The whole lore of Benny with his hips, him going his own way with choreo, where everyone's just kind of like, let him do his thing. There's no trying to change it. There's no fixing this man.
And you know what? The reason why Leo's sun signs are so considered to be arrogant or they're so confident is because sun is the ruling planet for Leo. And it's the only ruling planet, or Leo's the only planet it rules over. There's other planets that have several signs in their domain. But Leo is at home in the sun sign. So it's able to like stretch its arms out and get comfortable and just really feel great expressing itself. And that comes through. That's why Leos are seen as that way, as arrogant. But it doesn't mean that they don't care. And it doesn't mean that they don't, you know, get insecure. Right. It's just, that's how they come off.
And we all know that Stray Kids is not the tallest group in the world, but I feel like Benny really holds himself to a height.
His aura is bigger than him. Yes. For sure.
And you know what? He holds himself to a height, and I
can relate to that because I'm shorter than all of them.
Yes, same.
And maybe you wouldn't know that through these recordings. Yes. But I am shorter than all of them.
Yes. I appreciate that in Benny. And I think that really, I don't know, that whole energy of that entire meme just gives me sass confidence. And I love that for him.
Thank you. Me too. Leo moon, as we can see, still it's focused on the Leo. So it's still centered around them, but they're panicking.
Oh, God.
There's a lot going on here. This is like, you know what? It's about me, but I'm not ready for it to be about me because there's some danger coming my way. Her arms are up.
Yeah. There's a lot of panic.
And it's extra funny for us because this is a meme from Houston. There's some back lore for you guys. This is actually at an intersection near where we grew up.
Literally like right near,
deep dive for you guys.
Right near our place of residence. So this is like a really special one to us. So it kind of makes us really happy that Benny ended up getting this one.
And then Scorpio rising again. How often when he's being made fun of is he just looking at the cameras like dead ass? Y'all gonna talk about me like this? Really?
I love him.
I love him so much. But this is him definitely
100%
done with the kids making fun of him and mocking him. But he handles it very well.
Or he goes, if you wanted to flip it, he goes into the moon, Leo moon. But instead of panic screaming, it's angry screaming.
Exactly. Oh my God. Thunderous.
Oh, love it.
Oh my God, Hyunjin. Okay.
Hyunjin is the best. His set is so good.
Pisces sun. I love this meme so much. God, I wish that were me. I use that way too often.
And you know what? I think Hyunjin, that fits him very well because he is so sincere in how he is when he especially when he praises other members. Like I've heard him do it with Innie. I've heard him do it with Seungmin, with Felix. He's just so like... he's just kind of like almost blown over.
He gasses them up.
By how talented they are. And he's like, like, you're just so good at what you do. And he's almost like, God, I wish that were me. Like,
you know what else I just see
think
this
so good
for him as is especially pre-debut Hyunjin when he was told constantly that he was going to get in because of his looks. And he basically took that and was like, you know what? I want to be known for my skills, like
for my talent.
I'm going to focus on my skills. Like I'm going to make that me in order to succeed. And that's exactly what he did. He is booked repeatedly because he's an amazing dancer. So good for him.
Love that for him.
Pisces are considered an emotional sign, as you heard me earlier with the descriptions, but that doesn't mean that it has to be bad. It's all about how you channel it.
And we know he's a very sensitive soul. He's stated that he gets very emotional at like dramas and stuff like that, which, hey man, I'm the same way. So I get it. But we do know he is a sensitive soul, and I think these other memes in his collection really emphasize that.
So part of what's so awesome about the Virgo moon, for me especially, so Virgos are, more reticent, and they're not wanting to showcase what they're doing. They're trying very hard to contain everything and hold it together. So Kermit just sitting in the shower with the rain falling on him, the water falling on him, sad, but just almost comatose. But the reason why I like this in particular, duality-wise, for Hyunjin is because Virgo and Pisces are sister signs, which means that they're opposite of each other on the wheel. And they can be the signs that, it's kind of like opposites attract. They can go really well together, or they can just hate each other and clash. So that's a very interesting dynamic. I think the core of who he is conflicts with his inner workings and his inner dialogue, his inner world.
But it's also strange that it provides almost a balance for him.
It absolutely does.
Which is interesting.
Please ask me questions. I'm ready to do a deep dive. As you can't tell by now.
Yeah, as you can see, we talk about this stuff way too often.
Sorry.
She's sick of talking to me about it, y'all. She wants to talk to y'all instead.
No, I'm not sick of talking to you about it, but I want people to ask me questions so I can answer them. Cancer rising. Oh my goodness. Toby crying.
We love the ugly Spider-Man crying meme because it's...
relatable.
100% relatable.
Plus, Cancer is another water sign that's known to be emotional. Yes. All the water signs and fire signs, frankly, are emotional signs. That's okay. There's a balance in everything.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being an emotional sign.
No, not at all. But I want to clarify, since I'm mentioning emotional so frequently.
And people can be a little upset about
They can be emotional about hearing they're emotional.
Yes, true. Completely understand
This might be Hyunjin's face if he ever hears any of this.
Hyunjin, sorry. There's nothing
Actually,
wrong
I'm not
with
sorry.
It.
I'm not sorry for any of these, frankly.
Oh my God.
I forgot.
So, Han...
to start off, Han is the first of 3 Virgos in this
Virgo
lineup.
Suns.
Yes, Virgo Suns. Thank you for clarifying. You're absolutely correct.
Virgo Suns.
He is the first lineup of 3 Virgo Suns in this group. All the Virgo Suns, that is, the doll meme is all of them looking at each other and side-eyeing each other.
Love the doll meme.
While also being very disturbed.
Oh, God, I love the doll meme.
I adore it. Frankly.
The doll meme is my favorite. I'm sorry in advance to anybody who finds that cursed content. I love the doll meme.
I love cursed content.
I know you do. I know you do. And some people might be like me who can't stand it.
Whoops.
But I love the doll meme.
And then again, as very interesting with Hyunjin, and I'm going to focus on this more later. I'm trying to curb all the
We're trying to limit what we're saying.
I'm trying to curb it. I'm sorry, y'all. Virgo sun with a Pisces moon. So again, sister signs where it's your sun sign, who you are at your core, is in a direct opposition, especially chart wheel wise.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we are strictly talking about
the wheel.
Yeah, the wheel itself, geometrically. They are direct opposites of each other. And there can be some clashing,
some conflict there.
Yeah, it can be difficult to deal with that. So Pisces moon, so a moon's emotional and Pisces is very emotional. So emotions on emotions. What do you have here? You got this sad little meme.
Sad, just the perfect
drinking
emo
my
boy,
tears. Same.
The perfect emo boy meme, which wasn't that every one of us in like middle school.
With the last happiness I have. It's spelled wrong. Watching myself suffer.
Big.
Same.
God.
And then Sagittarius rising. That's a fire sign that can be kind of funky and fun, but guess what? It's a screaming opossum.
Which is Han.
Which is very accurate.
Which is Han.
I know.
Every single day of his existence, probably. Let's be honest.
And I love that for him and for us.
I feel terrible for the rest of Stray Kids.
I don't.
To be honest.
We're going to Felix with his Virgo sun.
And
Aries moon.
His Aries moon makes me wheeze.
Look, I gotta tell you, if you weren't on YouTube when this show was out,
y'all,
you're missing out. You should definitely go look it up.
You need to watch it.
What's it called?
What is it? The most famous girls in high school or something like that?
Most famous girls in school, something like that. It is so ridiculous. It's so over the top. I'm sure there's jokes now that if we look back on it, we're like,
oh my god, oh yeah,
kind of
off color, and
off color,
just out of date.
But you see the doll memes frequently, Barbie memes, Barbie memes. In the context of this video, if you feel like laughing at something absolutely stupid and over the top, I highly recommend it. Mm-hmm. Aries moon. So Aries are aggressive when they're dealing with their emotions and sometimes overconfident, because Aries is also the youngest sign on the wheel. So it's the sign that hasn't gotten a handle. Exactly. It hasn't gotten a handle on anything that it's dealing with yet. It's more reactionary and very immediate with how they're going to respond. That's why Aries can seem very, not only fiery, but very aggressive and very like in your face. That's why people associate it with that.
And it's funny because I think, at least for what we understand with Felix, that is the total opposite of how we understand
and
him.
That's why it's so funny. And then really interestingly enough, so as a lot of you probably already know, Han and Felix are considered birthday twins. They are born a single day apart in different cities, which makes me very interested to know their time of birth in both areas, because they could be closer to twins than we actually really understand or think. But interestingly enough, because of the way that the signs are moving through the month of September in the year 2000, the rising sign, even though it's a day apart at noon, is the same rising sign. So here we are again, another opossum screaming in the sink. And you know what? I think it works for the twins.
I was going to say, I think it tracks.
I think it works. Okay.
They just scream about different things.
Exactly. They're just vibing.
Yeah.
They're doing their own thing. And of course, Seungmin is another doll meme. Seungmin is the other Virgo sun who is just side-eyeing the hell out of everyone else in the room.
Seungmin is 100% the brunette in this one.
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely. The blonde is more Han or Felix, like, oh crap.
It's Han. It's
definitely Han. Felix is both. Felix bounces between the two of them depending on the situation.
He's less the blonde. He's been the blonde sometimes. But him and Seungmin,
when Han and Felix ate popcorn off the, or thought they ate popcorn,
or when
off the
Felix
floor.
bit the banana with the peel. But that's what I mean. He's less the blonde. He's been the blonde. But Seungmin for sure brunette.
Cancer moon. Oh,
Seungmin.
This is. Oh my god.
I feel for Seungmin.
This is Seungmin looking at all of his group members and crying while having to be irrational. In the rational headspace.
I feel for Seungmin having to be one of the maknae line and yet having to be one of the more level-headed members.
I love all these dynamics. I want to
be a fly on the wall.
Oh my gosh.
To be a fly on the wall.
Man, if y'all ever let me ask y'all questions, get ready.
Yeah.
There's so many things I have questions on.
Yeah, I just want to know about how the members feel about the dynamics, really.
Yeah. I would also be curious if they care about astrology or have any stock in this stuff at all, because...
Well, we know Chan likes space.
Yeah, a lot of them like space.
Well, yes.
Yeah, but you're right. Chan is absolutely obsessed with space. Me too. Relatable.
Me too, bestie.
Me too, bestie. I mean, I've got... UFO earrings. I mean, my alien emoji describes me. I adore space. Anyways, not to get too derailed.
Yeah,
sorry, everybody. We are running on a little amount of sleep. And
yes, no kidding.
And we went through a lot yesterday, okay? Sagittarius rising. Again, how interesting that for the month of September in 2000, each day at noon, Sagittarius was right there. That's just how it is. Until hey besties, y'all want to help me out next time and just drop your time of birth? I won't say no. Oh, their baby mock day. Look at him. Honestly, The rising is absolutely him, but he is also, and he does march to the beat of his own drum and likes certain things. Mm-hmm. And he was the first one in Stray Kids, from what I understand, who is into ASMR, and then he got Felix into ASMR, but he used that to relax. So he kind of, in terms of, exactly, in terms of Aquarius being kind of like progressive or independent and just gravitating to whatever they like. And
Machne on top.
Yeah, exactly. I love this for him and for us. Leo Moon, again. Machne on top. It is about him, but he is screaming. Dolphin screeching. Specifically.
Dolphin screeching.
And
truly.
The rising sign is so funny because this is him to all of his youngs.
All of the members. All of them.
All of them.
Not a single one is spared.
Oh my gosh. This is him just constantly disgusted. And you know what?
Particularly the last one.
Oh God, yes.
After scolding and then angrily drinking.
Thank you, Jamie Lee Curtis, for these
truly
photo progressions.
A gift.
Honestly. Okay, so now that I went through everything, I can go back and actually talk about things the way that I want to more. Really, again, focusing on Han and Hyunjin. How interesting that their dynamic, when they first were meeting each other, they had a very rocky start and they were rivals. And Han has a Virgo sun and a Pisces moon, and Hyunjin has a Pisces sun and a Virgo moon. Also interesting is that Hyunjin's Cancer rising is a water sign, and Han's rising sign is a Sagittarius, which is fire. As I said earlier, fire and water are the most emotional signs of the zodiac. Again, not a bad thing, but they're definitely the ones charged and in touch with their emotions.
Right.
And whereas earth and air signs are considered more grounded or aloof, especially air signs are considered aloof.
Right.
Now, of course, that doesn't mean they don't feel things either, just like it doesn't mean that water and fire signs can't be rational, but this is just where these signs feel at home with aspects and with conditions of personalities.
Right.
So I think that's incredibly interesting and explains a little bit about their dynamic. And
especially upon first meeting,
exactly.
And then compared to now, where they're incredibly close,
and that they have a much deeper understanding of each other. They know how to communicate with each other, and it's not so charged the way it was originally.
And I think it's interesting that Hyunjin is the type to, in the event of an argument, Hyunjin will leave, and will take space to calm down and relax, to kind of take in the anger and
definitely
take it in.
A Virgo aspect and a tribute, because Virgos are definitely more reserved and they're trying really hard to keep everything under control.
Yes. Whereas Felix is the type to address an issue right away.
Aries moon.
Exactly. I think that's really interesting.
Yeah.
That it's kind of moments like that, and I think how you handle conflicts or how you react in situations that are more potentially dividing.
Yes.
Really is where you'll see the traits of your signs show.
Agreed. And then of course there's other things that you can add into that as well, such as Mercury signs, which is controlling your communication and how you communicate with other people. So once you add that layer to it as well, which I can do in the future if you guys are interested, Mercury signs are then going to discuss specifically how you're going to communicate with other people and with your world.
Right.
And that just adds another little zing, little spice to it. I just really love astrology, you guys. I don't know what else to say about that.
It's really cool.
In particular.
It's really cool. There's a lot. It's like it incorporates science, math, patterns, like puzzles,
like literature.
It incorporates
mythology.
It incorporates everything.
Yeah.
So it's just a really cool thing to dive into and kind of pick apart.
Agreed. I also find it so interesting, the overall signs that are sprinkled throughout Stray Kids. There's very few air, and most of it comes with Chan.
Right.
Because Chan is all air.
Right.
Which is part of why I think he's able to be a leader for them. Because he is able to not dissociate, but definitely take a step back and be more analytical with things.
Yes.
Air signs are known to do that. Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius are the air signs of the astrology. Yes, and he does have a air sun, but he also has a fire moon, and that definitely charges it. Air and fire work very well together. Air and earth also work very well together. Not that air and earth don't work well together, but it's more whenever you're dealing with and handling something like that, it's kind of like your air wants to be more aloof, but the water is very connected to the emotions. So there's that kind of a push-pull aspect with it.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny just because even in the modern world, if you're anybody like me and you believe in supernatural things, water is a current of energy. It's a conduit of energy. So it's the same kind of mindset there as well.
Agreed. So. And as we know, fire also can help represent creation.
Right.
Earth, stability, like earth and stable are the two things that go together very, very frequently.
And air is you can't catch it.
Exactly.
So it's very free. It's very,
loose.
Loose. Exactly.
Yes. So I find it very interesting that most of them have fire and water attributes. And I think it also makes sense for their music because Stray Kids is a group where everyone participates on a certain level with making their content, with making their music, as well as also helping with their choreography and their comeback looks and their...
They're invested in the process, the whole process.
Exactly. So for me, seeing all of this, it means that they're going to be channeling their emotions into what they want to do and what they want to achieve, which is very evident if you are a fan of Stray Kids and watch and follow their stuff. So I think a lot of this is pretty on par. Would I love to know the actual time of birth so I could tell you if these were 100% accurate and or 100% argue on them? Yes, but until then, I'm totally satisfied with these. I might go back in later and mess with them and see if I can find a different combination that appeals to me even more. But I think all of these are pretty funny. And if you actually subscribe to our blog, you can see all of the memes for all these signs. So you can see the sun, moon, and rising for Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, etc.
And you can build your own pack.
Exactly.
And we'll upload them to our members only section on our blog. So feel free to do that. It's currently free to become a member and subscribe to our blog. And who knows, maybe if we get enough, I don't know, maybe we'll release them on Twitter and do a thread. We'll see. We don't know yet.
If you know what, honestly, I'm happy to do that if this gets more engagement with that.
Yeah.
I'm happy to do that. I would love to see Stays or any other fan.
What if we do if we get 100 likes?
Okay, yeah, let's do that. If we get 100 likes, we'll release these as a meme pack, and then we can see
on Twitter.
Yeah, on Twitter
for free. Obviously for free on Twitter. Y'all can do it. Have the most fun ever with it.
I would love to see Stay's version of their big three with these, and to also tell me whether or not you think they're accurate for yourself.
Yeah, we want to know if they're accurate for you. We want to know if y'all think these are accurate for what you think of the boys. If you feel like these represent them well, we want to know. Honestly,
I really think Chance fits him.
I think they all fit great,
but Chance especially. I'm like, that's him in dad mode,
100%,
watching his kids
100%,
while also trying to calm himself down while watching them. Oh my gosh! Honestly, I also forgot that Lino was a Scorpio sun, and I just picked this on a whim. And when I first put it up here, I wish I could have recorded the cackle I let out.
It was truly something.
I sounded like a crow. It was and it's even worse today because of Nom yesterday, but whatever. We did it live. I don't care. No regrets.
It was truly something. But I think that'll be the end of this one. Let us know if you're interested in us doing this for any other group. Let us know, you know, if you guys want us to do another deep dive. You know, if Libby, if you want her to focus on anything else.
I am happy to talk more about these charts. I'm also happy to talk about different planetary aspects for each of the charts, as well as other parallels and different aspects that go along with them. You let me know if you're interested. And if you're not interested, don't be too mean in the comments is all I can say.
Yeah. We're doing our best, y'all.
Doing my very, very best. Didn't you see earlier I had to call an ambulance for me? Back off.
So I think
Ashley's sighing at me as the ambulance whisks me away.
100%.
It's also, if you don't know this about me, now you do. I'm also incredibly clumsy, so it's extra funny with that because I hurt myself all the time. All the time.
She really does. It's kind of a...
It's not endearing. It's actually bad. It's pretty unfortunate.
It's a struggle.
I got a face scar last year from it.
I'm so glad she thinks it's hilarious. I still don't enjoy remembering that.
It's on my face. You see it anytime you see me.
I'm aware. Thanks.
Anyways, on that note,
we will see you guys in the next one. Probably very shortly since we're about to film some more. So until then.
Oh my god, I'm gonna pull Eric's next. Eric Noms.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Hold on. Okay. Bye, y'all.
Bye. Rest in peace, Eric. Bye.
Bye.